If you consider yourself a mystic, that would mean you have clairs. So I'm talking to my 5D mystics though, the ones who are enjoying themselves with their oversoul and with, for example, tarot cards and readings. So they're not desperate, which means they know that when they hear, don't entertain that which doesn't serve you any longer, or when you hear what Buddha nature or Christ consciousness is, and when you hear about there being no story, and so being one experience perspectives, you understand these words, 5D mystics. The inconsistency for me when I began knowing my own clairs was, why are all these people consistently asking the universe and the divine and for perfect timing? Why are they talking about spitting people out of their own timeline? Why are they even concerned with the timeline? Sounds a lot like high school with jocks and cheerleaders and nerds. And I was a teenager. I wasn't a popular kid. I was an everyday person. So 5D mystics and functional adults were every day. We have healthy self-worth. We have a whole 3-year-old heart, let me specify. So we're not superior in fear. That's why clairs don't make us more special. The absence of clairs don't make us more special. We stay grounded. It's called being a functional adult. Now, there is something very unique and special about Clairland. And that is just beautiful. So for my 5D mystics, the clarity that can come from a King of Swords, it's not about gender, remember. This is about you being able to transform that lovely butterfly. But see, 5D, we don't do the 3-year-old heartbroken. So person who's a 3-year-old heartbroken, it's an attachment wound, trauma wound. These are people who care. If they care about themselves, they're with good trauma therapists. They understand attachment ruptures. They actively are working to become securely attached with a good group of combined effort approaches: somatics, child parts, integrated IFS, the internal family system model, and EMDR, find where there's a not integrated part of your human being brain. So a person who cares about their self, to be yourself means you care about being you. And here's where mystic lady woo-woo, there's a reason I'm okay with woo-woo and pseudoscience lady. It's because I know of all the lovely researchers who are conducting empirical data, and I learn about being a human because I do support for personal development. So being able to explain to people, and with my mysticism for my 5D collective, you do not need to be concerned when you hear 4D readers telling you to not entertain that which doesn't serve you. I know you already know this, but let me expand. If you're a human being and you're an adult emotionally and mentally, then you're a functional adult who has a whole 3-year-old heart. We just finished an episode that will be out tomorrow on how 5D people don't fall for titles such as heal your inner child with meditation. They also don't fall for Reiki can heal your inner child. It's not because Reiki, I'm a Reiki practitioner, doesn't support your energy body. No, it does. But like Patrick Deahan, childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing, and official therapist. And as I've shared with him, I agree completely with what he shared. And so let me share it again with my lovely community. As he points out, Reiki, great. Holistic practice is great. It helps you feel better. Does not heal your inner child. Your inner child is your implicit memory. It comes up. So if you have a broken 3-year-old heart because those first 3 years of life were terrifying for your body, your infant body, your embodied brain, these are serious topics which the adults are not whining about. They're actively, again, pursuing a way to become adults and to share, like the lady who shared what I wish I knew before I started therapy. And her channel is about something completely different, but she shares why and explains. I'm a trauma-informed, somatic-informed person. Again, I support people for seriousness on their being their self with personal development. So you take yourself seriously. If you know about your emotional plane, then we're good to go. If you know about your implicit memory, you will understand why I use the 3-year-old broken heart. It's not because their heart is broken. It's that if your body is not your friend because it was terrifying, your nervous system is in hypervigilance. So your broken heart is a trust break. And that means, oh, humans, yucky, we don't trust anyone. And so the caterpillar journey, they describe it in a very excruciatingly painful way. All of the ones who don't have the whole 3-year-old heart journey. I have a whole 3-year-old heart journey. I didn't have a trust break. I was able to maintain my differentiated self, me, little me at 3 years old, thoughts and feelings, as I interacted with my primary caregiver, as we disagreed on things. I never lost the land of equanimity, always looking at the caregiver. Okay, fine, I'll listen to whatever I have to do, but that's because that's how I got handled. I got explained stuff, not terrorized. So I wasn't whipped or beaten or slapped or any of it when I was expressing my stubbornness, just saying. So my temperament affects a lot of things too. And so I grew up to become this. So the mysticism part, I was never lost or confused, and my caterpillar journey was definitely not one of excruciating pain. No, I was like, what are they talking about? Ego, death, dark night of soul. It's only transformation, and I know it's happening. And I know it's emotions coming up. And I know my oversoul is my family, independently from how we might disagree on things. So transformation is not cold. The king is not a cold king if he's a wise king and if you're a wise person. So that's why you don't need to get rid of people or things that come into your life. So every time I hear a 4D reader, don't entertain. Oh, they're going to spit those people out of your timeline. Oh, look over there. Let's go gossip about these people. Oh, you're annoying. We don't like you. Okay, that's the only people who need to hear sentences like, don't entertain. The minute I hear it, I'm like, what are you talking about? Everything that comes your way is going to give you an opportunity to stand your ground. But wait, I forgot. I'm not lost. 5D mystics, we're not lost. Somehow, my question is, you have clairs. You told me you know the future. Why are you lost again? Now I know and I have an explanation. Okay, so when somebody is not moving beyond their fear, and yourself is an inner child, it doesn't get healed with meditation. It gets healed. It doesn't need healing. It's not broken. It needs to be felt by the body that owns the inner child, so you. And moving out of the adaptive child, which protected the inner child, which is a maladaptive response once you're grown up, because, it's maladaptive when you're treating people in a way of not accepting that they have a subjective experience. So walking away from that which does not emotionally serve you can mean walking away from compulsive activities, but also just walking away from behaving in ways that are excessively emotional, which is a journey that's not a solo one, even though solo polyamory is a beautiful journey to be on, because it means you know how to self-regulate your nervous system when in distress, and to follow your dreams and your interests, and then to love many. And there you go, the cup of love. It's not fictitiously in the air, though. It actually is when you can know, if I keep on just protecting my heart and my head and staying in this mode, I will not bring to reality that which I wish to create. But to do this, there has to be a leap of faith. Okay, and so a person who is actually moving into a true King of Swords is not going to be cold like ice. They're going to be logical in the right amount because they have masculine and feminine. We all do. And their transformation, some people come from a broken 3-year-old heart, so they get good therapy or they get good psych education, and then they are actively able to feel compassion in their body. But the reality is, as every therapist I've learned from, if there was a trust break and an attachment wound and a rupture, this is very scary. It's terrifying, not just scary. I don't know it because I didn't have a trust break. So this is where it's not a competition. When people tell you to not entertain people that don't serve you, they're doing a disservice to what is called relationships. The tarot readers, the people in the in-between. The psych educators will inform you, okay, one, therapy, learning about oneself, learning about not being in codependent type relationships, and then let's learn about how to talk about this and maybe be able to not have to cancel, but maybe we'll have to set some healthy boundaries. Maybe it's a conversation. It's not an insulting game. Okay, so again, nobody is cold as ice. Our mammalian heritage is that we are love. That's our nature. The caterpillar journey is not one of torture for some of us. We didn't lose our restored embodied self or integrated brain, so we organically moved into our grown up. Others, they get supported by us and the good therapist and the good in the in-between who say therapy is important, we don't replace it. And again, they don't talk to you about not entertaining things, because we are always learning something new when dealing with the unknown, uncertainty, and unwanted. And people mature together. We heal trauma together, not alone. Our heritage is to be together. So love and be kind and compassionate. Tune in.